Hello, my name's Daniel Shellard. I am the CEO and co-founder of Fiit. And today we are going to be talking about what problem are you truly solving as a business? And I think it's a really interesting question to be asking yourselves, given the current situation and the way that the pandemic has dramatically affected the way that people work out. So ask yourselves, what problem are you as a business, as a service, truly solving? Are you solving a problem for a customer? Or are you solving, for example, a real estate problem? Like, are you solving the problem of how much return can I get from this piece of real estate? Or are you solving a problem which is, I want to get this customer or this person onto a journey of fitness? I think when we started the business 3.5 years ago, one thing we were very conscious of, and the way we thought about building our solution was all rooted in the problem that we are solving. And the problem that we are solving as Fiit is that it is extremely hard for somebody to build long-term sustainable fitness habits. And we know that because there's countless data out there that supports that. So we know there's lots of money wasted on unused gym memberships. We know that there's always this cycle in January when people get hyped up with their New Year's resolution to start their fitness journey and their fitness routine, but come February, many have given up. And we also know that on a wider macro level, inactivity is still a huge problem, with 1 in 6 deaths still in the Western world related to inactivity. So, as an industry, we've got an extremely long way to go to solving that problem. Okay, there's the problem. Well, how do we go about solving it? So one thing that we did as a business is to put a framework in place about, well, how do you get people building long-term sustainable fitness habits? And there are countless different frameworks out there that exist on habit formation. But the one that we use is by a guy called James Clear, who built this framework in his book, Atomic Habits. And he talks about the 4 laws of habit formation, and we'll go through each one of these individually, but he talks about, to build a strong habit, it needs to be obvious, it needs to be attractive, it needs to be easy, and it needs to be satisfying. So those 4 elements are always related to when we think about product and features that we are building. And actually, if you think about your own businesses, do you have any of these elements in your business at all? And perhaps you're really strong in some areas but weak in others. And I personally believe that if you are going to be solving this problem, you need to have each one of these laws embedded in some form into your product or service. So make it obvious. So James Clear talks about implementation intentions, which is essentially the person stating that they are going to do a specific action at a specific time in a specific location. So I will work out at 9 p.m. in the gym in my local town. So actually having people state that intention is really important to getting them to stick to, or at least initiate their habits. The second thing he talks about is, as much as you can design your environment in a way that gives you obvious cues. I mean, one of the best examples of this in the fitness industry is the Peloton bike, and the fact that when you walk into your living room or wherever you have your bike, you've got this beautiful piece of kit staring at you. That is an excellent cue, an obvious cue that is going to initiate that habit of, yes, I'm going to jump on that bike and get working out. Now, what's interesting with the Peloton example is, many of us have bought exercise equipment in the past, so that cue is not enough, but actually they've gone into some of the other areas and laws that we'll talk about to be able to build a product that does create solid habits. But having that physical piece of equipment has been great for them. Other examples in the physical world will be having physical gyms and great branding around places of work are really important to designing an environment that will get people into that habit. If people join the local gym near to their work, they know they have to walk past that gym on the way home. That is a great cue for them to walk in that gym and get exercising. But as we know, just doing that is not enough. So how does that relate to Fiit and what we do? Well, these are relatively simple examples, but one thing that we do is we encourage people, despite a lot of our classes being on demand, to create their own class schedule where they can book in and schedule what classes are they going to be doing. And the image here on the right is that we send notifications as well, so you can follow friends and other people on the platform, and when they're booked into a specific class, you get notified, which will then be that trigger. Kerry's booked into Octane on Friday 18th at 3:30. I need to make sure that I book into my class. So relatively simple examples, and they don't have to be super complex, but having those small cues are really important to getting people to initiate that habit. The second law, you make it attractive. James Clear talks about the concept of temptation bundling. So where we pair something we pair the action that we want to do with something that you need to do. And actually, I reframe it slightly for fitness. I think fitness as a concept is inherently hard, right? You know that you're going to have to be uncomfortable in some form to make any kind of progress with fitness. And so wherever we compare it with things that people love, for example, people love gaming. Is there a game that you can introduce into fitness? People love great music. People love the motivation of a great trainer, and people love being part of a culture and community. All of those things paired with fitness make it way more appealing. So for us at Fiit, some of the things we've invested in as a business are things like commercial music. We want to make sure we've got the best music. We've invested a lot into our trainer roster and the trainers that are on the platform. We have different game modes within the platform. So the example you can see here is a real-time leaderboard based on the amount of effort people are putting into classes. But we're always thinking about ways that we can pair things that people love to do with fitness. And so that's a really important element into how we think about making our platform more attractive. Make it easy. So this is ultimately trying to reduce the amount of friction between the desired action, and I think this is an interesting when we think about the pandemic and obviously the shift that's had to happen to move digitally and online and in the home. I think this is an area that's actually been neglected by many fitness businesses, is that relying on just their physical space isn't actually making the solution that easy. So for example, if people join the gym local to their office, it's not easy if on the weekend they then have to travel 2 hours round trip to go to the gym. And so the same thing actually applies to us as a digital platform. If Fiit is just in the home, does that make Fiit easy? Actually, no. Fiit really should be fitting around somebody else's lifestyle. They may want to work out in the home, they may want to work out outdoors, and they may want to work out in the gym. So we need to design a proposition that fits around the consumer, not vice versa. So one of the things that we've done is we have partnered with the gym group to build digital Fiit studios within their large box gyms. And so the example you can see on screen now is our first multi-person digital studio in Tottenham, where you can, as a user, take one of our classes digitally. You can also have a interactive experience where you can pair your phone up with the screen and get all your metrics on the screen in real time and track your progress and compete in real-time leaderboards. All of this is designed to make Fiit even easier. So wherever you are, in the home, in the gym, outdoors, you can have an amazing workout experience. The final element is make it satisfying. So this is kind of this reinforcement, giving people rewards. And I think a lot of businesses can do this fairly well, particularly digitally, is that people want to see that having completed a workout, that there is some kind of reward or milestone that they've hit that they can share. And so for us, simple things like certain milestones, hitting your 200 classes, getting a certain amount of reps in a class, finishing high up on the leaderboard, as you can see here. All of these are moments that give that user that satisfying beyond just the endorphins of the workout, that rush that they want to go and share this with friends and give them that feeling of accomplishment. And so again, a lot of the way we think about building product is to constantly give customers these moments. Just having them once or twice in their journey with Fiit is not going to be enough. They need to have many different moments throughout their journey, and you need to give them those moments early, because if we just waited to somebody to accomplish 200 classes, they're not going to have enough of these moments to make sure they stick to their habit. So that's a sort of whistle-stop tour of how we think about building product. And I guess the challenge to people watching this is to ask themselves, what problem are you truly solving? And I think delving deep into that will allow you to think about the framework on which you build your product and service. Thanks very much for listening. I hope it's been useful. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, email me, ask me any specific questions. But thanks again. Bye-bye.